In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the MAFEX number 075 Amazing Spider-Man comic version action figure. Whew, that's a lot to say. Now, this figure is 6 inches tall, that's what it says on the box, and it's designed after the Spider-Man from the 1992 era comics, I think. It's supposed to be designed after when Todd McFarlane was drawing the character. But if we look at the front of the box, we can see a nice open window, Spider-Man showing, interchangeable heads, you get 3 total, with also a mask, some spider webbing, whatever. Let's see, taking a look at this side. Yep, Spider-Man walking across the wall. Then we look at the back, very comic book themed on this box. See some of the amazing poses you can pull off, some pictures of the detail going on the figure, and then it shows the accessories again. So not bad at all from what it seems like on the box. Let's go ahead and open it up, take a look at the figure inside. Of course, with any MAFEX figure, you're going to get a MAFEX display stand. Pretty basic, but you'll always get one. Here he is, Spider-Man out of the box, and right off the bat I can see that there's a lot of articulation on this figure. Of course, it's a Spider-Man figure, why wouldn't there be? The hands are nice and soft and rubbery, so let me see, they pop off yeah, they do, they pop off relatively easy. Okay, so what else do we see on the figure? A lot of that dirty shadowing all over the suit, kinda not there on the front of the chest. Kind of looks a little bit brighter than what it should. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Taking a look at the back, more shadowing. I don't know, it kind of feels like his legs are kind of weird. I don't know why. Like one's pointed inward more than the other. I don't understand. Let me see, can I? Yeah, I can. Okay, you can rotate at the hip of the leg. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of seems like he doesn't want to stand correctly upward. I don't know. Well, all right, let's look at his face. Not bad. Some good lining on the face and on the mask and whatnot. Not bad at all. Huh. Okay, let's move on to accessories. I'll try and make this quick because there are a lot of accessories. So, starting with the web accessories, we have 2 short web strands, I guess you would call them, and 2 long ones. We also get one of these long strands, but I don't know if this is meant for Spider-Man to hold or something like that. And then we have this strand with a little bit of a webbing opening up net going on. I don't know exactly what it's for. There's no instruction guide for this figure, so go fig. We also have 2 extra Spider-Man heads. Now this one was actually on the figure to begin with. The one you see on the figure at the start of this review is his more angry, more focused face. This one's a more standby kind of looking face. His eyes are a little bit more open. This one, however, is pretty cool. You get the Peter Parker head. This one's more of an adult Peter Parker rather than a teenage or college student Peter Parker. So nice bangs right over Peter Parker's forehead, and I don't know, it looks pretty good. I can't see any flaw on his face. Not bad, MAFEX. He also comes with a number of different hands, starting from left to right. We have the open hands for when he's walking against walls or upside down and up walls and whatnot. We also have his famous Spider-Man Spidey finger hands, whatever you want to call them. We have some closed fists, obviously, because he needs to be punching villains. And then we have some spider webbing holding hands. Last but not least, for the body accessories, he comes with another set of hands. These ones have actual magnets on them, and I guess you're supposed to be able to put this guy on metal surfaces, and maybe he'll, I don't know, hold on. I don't know, I'm going to have to try and see if that works. And then for the feet, you can also do the same thing. These magnets aren't too big, and they're kind of on the small size for the figure, so I kind of think they're not going to really work that well, but we'll see how it goes. There's also this display stand attachment, which I can't figure out how to use because there's no instruction sheet, but something that's very cool that we don't see a lot of with Spider-Man action figures is a mask accessory. So whenever he has the Peter Parker head, I guess you can put this in the hand of Spider-Man and have it look like, you know, he just took off his mask. So that's kind of a small thing, but it's actually pretty cool. Sometimes you have this mask that's taken off and it's permanently attached to Spider-Man's hand and whatnot. But that's pretty cool. I like little stuff like that. Moving on to articulation, there's a lot on this figure, so let's go through it as quickly as possible. Starting with the head, you do get full 360 rotation on the head and then also at the neck, so you can have 2 points of articulation there. For the shoulders, if you raise the arms up a little bit, you can bend them forward this much, which looks kind of weird, and then that far back without breaking it. You do get a full 360 rotation at the shoulder, but you have to position the arm in a certain way to do it. And then we move on to the bicep. You can rotate at the bicep, but it is a little stiff on my figure, so I'm not going to show you guys, but trust me, you can move it. Let's see, can I? Yeah, slightly. Okay, so moving on to the elbow, double bend right there, and then like I showed you before, these hands come off relatively easy, but they are pretty snug on there, so you have to actually force them off. So you get a bit of a bend in the ankle and then also rotation as well. Moving on to the torso, you get two bends in the torso, one in the midsection, one where the torso meets the hips. So you do have a lot of motion bending forward and bending back like so. That kind of looks weird. We then move on to, or you know what, if you want to see, yeah, you can fully rotate at the torso. I wouldn't recommend it for the lower portion because it does hit the hips a little bit, so it just, you know, you're gonna have to scrape along it and probably mess up the paint somehow. Anyways, moving on to the legs, they can bend out about that much. You get a double bend in the knee. You get slight ankle pivot. It is at a weird angle that foot is on there, but you do get it a little bit. And then you get some toe action as well. And you can move the ankle or the foot down about that much with that ankle articulation. Moving it. And then you can move at the hip with the leg a little bit. I kind of noticed that. You can pull them out too, like this. I don't know why that would be a feature, but okay. So yeah, lots of articulation, but that's what you get when you have a high-quality Spider-Man action figure. Popping off the head is pretty easy. We go ahead and just pull it right off the neck, and then let's say we want to replace it with, happy-go-lucky Spider-Man head, where he's more awake. So pretty easy. But let's say we want to put the Peter Parker head on there. We pull at the neck, and then we go ahead and put Peter's head on there, like so. I think this is one of the best proportionate heads I've seen with a action figure before. Sometimes the heads are a little too small or sometimes a little too big. This one seems just about right. And then, I don't know, I guess you would grab one of these hands and put it into Spider-Man's hand, but I don't know, we'll do that later. So obviously we got to show Spidey with one of his web effects. We take off a hand. Let's put the short one on there. So here's the short one. We go ahead and put it right over his stump, and then we'll grab one of his Spidey hands and touch it. Snug fit, and then there you go. Now Spider-Man is throwing some webbing around. So that's pretty much it for the accessories. I mean, they're not really that special in terms of, looking seamless or whatever you want to call it. But it is appreciated. Let's try out his wall crawling ability. I don't know, putting these magnets on, they don't really seem like they're going to be all too powerful, but we'll see how it goes. Let's try and take off this foot. Wow, that was hard to say. And there's the joint. Okay, it's at an angle. I kind of thought that was going to happen. And now we got to fight it. Uh-oh, might have to do this off camera. So when you're putting these magnetic feet onto the pegs or onto the joints for the feet, it's probably best to just hold the joint and then kind of twist and rotate the foot off, and then do the same thing for when you're putting on the different ones. And yeah, there you go. Okay, now it's on there. So let's go see if I can have this guy crawl up my refrigerator. Okay, here we go. Okay, alright. He's sticking to it. It's just, yeah, if he even gets touched a little bit, he'll start sliding down. I'm pretty sure you can't even leave him up there for long periods of time, and boom, there he goes. Okay, so final thoughts, and all I have to say about this action figure is that it's not bad, but it's not good as well. That's it. There's lots of great articulation on it. The accessories are pretty damn good. It's just, it kind of seems like a smaller scale version of a Marvel Select version of Spider-Man. Marvel Select, I don't know if you guys ever seen them. They kind of have weird proportions, and their joints are usually a little bit weird and wonky and stuff like that. That's kind of going on with this figure. The legs aren't really that great, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm kind of disappointed by this figure, but I know a lot of you guys will love it. And in fact, I only got this figure because MAFEX is doing a whole line of Marvel comic version of characters. So we're going to get Cyclops pretty soon. I think there's a Magneto, I'm not sure. But there's definitely a Wolverine in the works, and I have Venom coming very soon as well. So take it for what it is. This figure isn't bad, but it's not good. But it's also around the expensive price range of $70. So, yep. Go for it if you like Spider-Man. If not, oh well. Thanks guys for watching. Hit like, dislike, subscribe, comment, do all that sort of stuff, and I don't know. Check you guys later. Bye.